In this video, I'll be removing and installing the motorcycle sprockets. The motorcycle I'll be working on is Yamaha Virago125. For some of you in North America, it is known as V-Star250 or Route 66. Mine is the 125cc version of the same bike. The engine displacement is different, but everything else is all exactly the same with the 250 versions. Please note that I do not do motorworks professionally, so what you see here may not be the best procedure for your motorcycle. Please always refer to your service manual and be sure to use the parts that are specific to your bike. The first step here is to remove the shift linkages and drive chain cover. Drive sprocket is just right behind the cover. I'm going ahead and loosen the bolts, but for now I'll just leave them there. Once I remove the rear wheel, I'm coming back to this area to work on it again. Now I'm starting to work on the rear wheel areas. Just like the drive sprocket, I first take off the linkages around the rear wheel. There's a cotter pin that goes through the rear axle nut, so let's make sure to take that off before loosening the nut. The rear axle nut is really tight, so it is suggested to use 2 wrenches for loosening. I am now using the rubber mallet to remove the axle shaft. I am also using a long piece of wood to push the shaft. If you can pull the shaft without using anything, that will be great. If the tool is required to get the shaft out, let's try using something that is harmless to your bike. Once the shaft is out, the wheel will come loose. The drive chain doesn't have to be removed completely, but let's just keep it loose and place it at the dust-free area. Now that the wheel is out, I'm ready to remove and install the driven sprockets. Once again, bolts are really tight. Loosen them carefully and avoid damaging the drum shoe. It is suggested to work diagonally to loosen and or tighten the bolts. I am now cleaning the area behind the sprocket. I can never clean this area, so let's just might as well do that while I can. The new driven sprocket is slightly smaller. It's from this place called JT Sprockets. It got 45 teeth as opposed to 47 teeth on the old sprocket. It'll lower the RPM during the cruising speed, and that's what I'm going for. The service manual says that these bolts should be tightened with 55 Newton meters. Tighten gradually and work diagonally to even out the torque. Now that the driven sprocket is in place, I am going ahead and put the rear wheel in position. Let's put back the chain before removing the front sprocket. I am now ready to install the drive sprocket. The one I'm installing is from this place called X.A.M. Well, who knows how it should be read, but maybe ZAM? But this is slightly larger than the original sprocket. It's a 14-tooth sprocket. The original sprocket is 13. I've loosened it already, so it's actually really easy. Keep the chain where it's safe and tighten the bolts with a specified torque. It's 10 Newton meters. Let's check the slack at the drive chain. From this point on, all I have to do is put everything back as before. Put the rear axle shaft back and tighten the nut. It's 105 to 110 Newton meters. Service manual shows two numbers of 105 and 110. I guess anywhere in between would be good. Let's go for a test ride and work is done. Thank you for watching and I see you again soon.